my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Bombas. Bombas is a comfort-focused premium basics brand with a mission to help those in need. Launched in 2013, Bombas' founders learned that socks were the #1 most requested clothing item at homeless shelters, and they have donated over 150 million items to those in need. One purchase equals one donated. I first discovered Bombas many years ago when I was looking for socks, and Bombas totally delivered. Not only were they super cute, but they were super comfortable merino wool socks. I love merino wool for a couple of reasons. #1, it is not scratchy, and #2, wool is so warm. And look at these beautiful colors, perfect for spring. This is the mid-calf length, and I really love this feature of Bombas' socks. This stretches around your arch, and it's really supportive. It feels great. There's no toe seam, so it's super comfortable. And I got these little shorty ones, but look how stinking cute. Look at the little fish. And I can attest to the quality and comfort of Bombas' socks. They strive to use premium materials, including merino wool and extra long staple cotton. Plus, they have a 100% happiness guarantee, free returns and exchanges for any reason. Any reason. I love that. I love it when companies stand behind their products. So feel good and do good with Bombas, knowing that your purchase is doing some real good. If you'd like to try Bombas for yourself, you can click the link down below or head over to bombas.com/emmymade and use my code emmymade to receive 20% off your first Bombas purchase. Big thanks to Bombas for sponsoring this video and for allowing me to make better videos for all of you. Alrighty, my lovelies, today we're going to be tasting some items from Costco. If you missed my previous Costco tastings, you should definitely check them out. I will put links down below. I tasted the food court with my brother, and then I tasted some to-go prepared foods from Costco. Today, I'm going to be tasting their baked items. If you're not familiar with Costco, Costco is a large warehouse bulk supplying company that offer mostly food items sold in bulk and large sizes. Originally, they were sold for resale. They were sold at wholesale prices, but now the public with a membership can go there as well and enjoy these great savings and great quality. I think that's what I really appreciate about Costco, is that the selection of items they offer are really great quality, and it's always fun to see what they've got new and what's seasonal, and the deals too. There are some really great deals. And today I'm going to be tasting some things from their bakery. They have an in-house bakery. They're baking all the time. You can smell it from miles away, and of course, in Costco fashion, there's lots of it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to try is this, and I don't remember seeing this at all growing up, but this is a loaf of rustic Italian bread. Look at the size of this. This was $5.99, and this is a 2-pound loaf. Growing up going to Costco, I don't remember these rustic loaves, so I want to give this a try. I remember rolls, but I don't remember loaves of bread, especially this kind of rustic Italian loaf kind of bread. They might have sold baguettes, which I did see today. $4.99 for 2 baguettes. Great deal, but I chose to get just the Italian white bread. So let's give this a taste. All right, here we go. Look at that. Absolutely enormous, which is on brand for Costco, right? Look at that. Look at the size of that. And very weighty. So let's cut that open. So, are you a heel person? My oldest child loves the heel. I'm not a heel person. I'd rather take the middle loaf. There's the cross section. It's pretty dense, denser than I expected it to be. Loaf of bread. And let's try it with some butter. Just plain, simply boring bread. Actually, I'm gonna try a bite with the butter and a bite without. Some Kerrygold butter, just plain bread. Alrighty, here we go. Itadakimasu. It's pretty basic. It's denser than I expected it to be. And I'm sure when I purchased it, still warm, it would have been fantastic. As it is now, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. First of all, it's not very crusty. I really like when you bite into a loaf of bread, when you get a bit of that crunch. Maybe I'll get more of that crispness when I hit this part of the bread rather than the end, but nothing particularly special about it. Just a loaf of bread, freshly baked, but I do appreciate a freshly baked loaf of bread. Now let's try it with some butter. I love butter. Vastly improves it. Saltier, buttery, rich, wonderful mouthfeel. But on its own, it's pretty on par to what you would find at the bakery at your local supermarket, what they would bake in-house. Nothing spectacular, but it's baked freshly, which makes a huge improvement, in my opinion, on what you can get pre-bagged. You know what I mean? I think this would make really good French toast, though. Next, let's try this. So this is a tray of Gooey cinnamon rolls, and in typical Costco fashion, it's enormous. It says it's a 6 count. 6 count. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. And this weighs 44 ounces, 2.75 pounds, almost 3 pounds. And this was $12.99. So about $2 per cinnamon roll. But these cinnamon rolls are enormous. In my last Costco taste test video, many of you said that there are instructions on the label, and you are correct. There's reheating instructions right there. It says to reheat at 325 for 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, let's do that. So while we're waiting for the cinnamon rolls to warm up, let's give this a taste. And this is their all butter pound cake. Look at the size of that. I know it's hard to see on camera how large it is, but compare it to me. Look at this. Look, it's huge. This is 31 ounces, 1.94 pounds. This is 2 pounds of cake, and this was $6.99. All right, let me take it out of the box. So there was a blueberry one as well, but I chose to go with all butter. Here we go, angel music. Oh my gosh. So size is often a relative thing. So this is a regular size loaf pan. And compare it to this. See the difference? It smells great. It smells vanilla and buttery. It basically smells like what the baking department smells like when you go to Costco. Buttery and sweet. I'm gonna just cut it in here and we'll see if I can get a slice out. Again, are you an end slice person or are you a middle slicer? I think in this case, I don't actually mind the end, but for visual purposes, I want you to see a middle slice. Okay, here we go. Oh, looks great. Look at that. Yellow interior, nice brown crumb around the edge, bottom, looks great. Smells like yellow cake, really. Alrighty, let's give this a taste. Itadakimasu. It does taste like the Sara Lee pound cake. Buttery, tender. Different in one huge way, temperature. I always associate a cold pound cake with the Sara Lee pound cake because I think I was always sneaking little slices and eating it cold. This is room temperature. It's lovely. One thing I really, really appreciate about this is that it's not overly sweet. It's rich and it's denser than, say, a birthday cake, but not in a bad way. And what I love is that it's not too sweet. It's moist, but a tad dry. Great flavor. I think this would make a terrific strawberry shortcake. A little bit of whipped cream, fresh strawberries on top. It'd be excellent. I love the edges too. There's a really nice toasted nuttiness that comes with the browning on the outside, a little bit caramelized. Really good. I think it would be really, really good with a scoop of ice cream. Vanilla, chocolate chip. Oh my, this looks good. Okay. Look at that. See how the icing is kind of melted? Pleasantly warm. So let's try to get the one in the middle out. Oh yeah. Okay. Look at that. Oh my. You can see inside? Yes, I think this was the way to go. Everything is warm, but not scorching hot, which I think is wonderful because this is already cooked. We're just wanting to get this gooey experience, right? So the heat has melted the fat in the frosting, so everything is kind of oozed down, and you can see a little bit of the cinnamon in there. I have very fond memories of getting Cinnabon at the mall with my brother, and my favorite part was the gooey middle. That and watching them make the cinnamon rolls was my favorite part. The middle was always my favorite, really gooey and almost not even bread-like at that point anymore. But let's see if this is at all like the Cinnabon experience. Trying this bit on the outside first. Alrighty, let's get some of that icing. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Ooh, sweet, sweet, sweet. In some ways, it reminds me of the cinnamon roll that you can get at IKEA. But this has a little bit more spice. Not only is there cinnamon in it, I feel like there's a little bit of something else. Maybe a little bit of nutmeg, but very cinnamony. A little dry. Let me try to go for the middle of the cinnamon roll and see if it's gooey at all. The middle of the cinnamon roll definitely is the moistest part, the wettest part. And I mean that in the best possible way. It's not like the fall apart, gooey, dense ball thing that would happen in the middle of a Cinnabon, but it's still pretty nice. Almost tastes like there's a little bit of nutmeg in there as well, but strong on the spice. And the cinnamon roll part, the bread part, is nice. It tastes enriched, kind of like a babka, that kind of a bread. And while there is a lot of icing, I think it's a pretty good balance of icing because the center of the cinnamon roll isn't overly sweet. It's really the icing that's lending all the sugar to this dessert. Pretty good cinnamon roll. Definitely would recommend heating it up. I think if you didn't heat it up, it would be pretty dry, and it makes the cinnamon rolls much more aromatic because everything kind of heats up and you're like, oh my gosh, cinnamon rolls. But the portion is just way over the top, just way too much. I would eat probably a quarter of this and be happy. But you know, that's Costco for you. The impetus to make this video was from a particular comment that I got that said that you could buy Costco cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, pre-portioned, frozen. You could buy it from the bakery department and you could just freeze these prepared cookie dough balls in your freezer and just take out 1 or 2, however many you wanted, and bake them at will. And I thought, really? This is the secret bakery Costco hack? So then I went to my local Costco and inquired about it, and then I was told that that's not the case. They do not sell, at least at my Costco, they do not sell the frozen cookie dough. And I really didn't want to give up on it. So I asked another Costco employee to help me out. Catherine, shout out to you. And she confirmed that indeed at that particular Costco in Sharon, Massachusetts, does not sell the bakery pre-portioned frozen chocolate chip cookie dough. So instead, I bought a tub of chocolate chip cookies. These are the mini chocolate chip cookies, and this is almost 1.5 pounds, and this was $9.99. So, tub of cookies, and like I said, they bake them right there, which is so great. Here's the cookie, like that size. Already, I like the concentration of chocolate. Lots of chocolate in there, as you can see from the bottom, and they look to be like mini size chocolate chips. Let's give it a break. Oh, so they look a little bit chewy. Alrighty, let's give them a taste. Itadakimasu. They're all right. Not particularly buttery. That's my biggest criticism when it comes to chocolate chip cookies. Where's the butter? I don't taste a lot of butter. And while freshly baked, which I appreciate, they taste kind of run-of-the-mill. A bit like what I imagine a freshly baked Chips Ahoy cookie would taste like. There's kind of a general industrial taste. I don't know exactly what that industrial taste is that I'm trying to describe, but something about a large scale. Something like this dough was made on a very large scale that it's missing some of that small batch love. Know what I mean? That's just a feeling I get. But a lot of cookies, feed a crowd, glass of milk, cup of coffee. Terrific. Alrighty, lovelies. Look at my last trick. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I do not remember this from the Costco of my childhood. This is a Tuxedo chocolate mousse cake. Oh my goodness. This is 2.63 pounds, 42 ounces, $17.99. $18 cake. It comes in this container, perfectly sized for it. And look how fancy this looks. What? Look at that. You got the little decorations. You got little like tweel chocolate decorations on top. The cross section, what is that chocolateness? We have chocolate cake, two different kinds of mousses, I think, vanilla, chocolate, and then chunks. Wow. Okay, let's try this. Slice of this fancy cake. Alrighty, let's use my boning knife here. Woo! Look at that. What is that? Are those Oreo pieces? I don't know. Wow. I think this one has to be kept under refrigeration because of the mousse, but alrighty, let's give it a taste. Itadakimasu. The cake is chocolatey and spongy, but it has a nice chocolatey flavor and not too sweet. I like that. I like this frosting mousse combination so much more than a lot of pre-bought, pre-decorated bakery cakes because the frosting they use, I don't care for. It's often not true buttercream. It doesn't taste nice and buttery, you know what I mean, when you buy supermarket cakes. But this tastes delicious. The mousse, has a really great, fluffy, airy texture. Nice chocolate flavor, and there's little chunks in there. What is that? Is that chunks of cake? I think they're little brownie pieces. The cake is kind of light. It's got a spongy texture, not too sweet. You need the mousse to kind of tie everything together. The cake itself is pretty plain. Like a chocolate sheet cake. Let's try the frosting on the top. That actually has a really nice, intense chocolate flavor to it. Not that kind of generic chocolate donut glaze flavor. You know what I mean? Nice. This is good. I would order this for a birthday cake rather than the round one with all the colorful frosting. Although that's fine too if that's what you're looking for. But in terms of taste, this is a really delicious cake that can feed a lot of people for $17.99. So of all the things I tasted today, this one was definitely my favorite. I know I am partial to chocolate, but besides the chocolate, this one was the best made and just the best tasting. Alrighty, my lovelies, there you have it, a selection of baked goods from Costco. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite Costco items are. I've got this running list. If there's something I miss, let me know. I want to hear about it. And thanks so much for watching. And big thanks to Bombas for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to get some Bombas for yourself, you can click the link down below or head over to bombas.com/emmymade and use my code emmymade to receive 20% off your first purchase. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!